Hi Metalheads, willkommen zu Metals Forever, Show Nummer 182 am 15.09.2021. Wenn ich ein bisschen komisch klinge heute, ja, es ist noch nicht besser geworden. Heute Morgen hatte ich gar keine Stimme mehr. Ich dachte, oh Gott, das wird ein Pfeifkonzert. Ich muss die Show pfeifen. Aber ja, wir werden uns durch die Show durchhandeln. Es wird schon. Ich habe viel Tee, viel gute Sachen eingenommen. Es wird schon langsam. Passt zum Heavy Metal, würde ich mal sagen. Ja? So, liebe Freunde, eine weitere geile Band heute. Auch wieder mein Stil. Schöner, alter, knackiger Hardrock, Heavy Metal. Schön, wunderbar. Aber ich würde sagen, erstmal mit was ganz Schönes fangen wir heute an, nämlich unser Metalhead of the Day ist eine Dame, nämlich unsere Carola. Here we go. Ja, liebe Carola, auch an dir. Vielen Dank für deinen Support und dass du bei uns dabei bist. So, liebe Freunde, ich würde sagen, let the madness begin mit der Werbung und dann let the madness begin. Die Metal is Forever Rockcast Show wird präsentiert von Time for Metal. Die neuesten Reviews, Interviews, Eventberichte und natürlich alle News rund um Metal, Rock und Metalcore. Time for Metal. Fliesenspitzner, Ihr zuverlässiger Handwerker für alle Aufgaben rund um das Verlegen von Fliesen, Platten, Mosaik und Naturstein. Luftraum Fürstenfeldbruck, die Rock- und Metal-Kneipe. Jede Woche von Donnerstag bis Samstag Rock und Metal vom Feinsten. Der Vegan Ashes of Rock'n'Roll. Veganer Lifestyle ist lebendiger Rock'n'Roll. Wir sind Rebellen, wir sind Veganer. Wir lieben das Leben und leben es mit jeder Menge Spaß. Backguard Studios. Zusammenarbeit mit Indiscreet Audio. Das Metal Dream Team für die metallischen Produktionen vom ersten Ton bis zum fertigen Produkt seid ihr bei uns an der richtigen Stelle. Meldet euch unverbindlich bei uns. The Metal is Forever. Schwammerhandler. Fanshop Storymore. Der offizielle Partner der Metal is Forever Rockcast Show. Rock of Angels Records. Von Metal Fans für Metal Fans. The home of rock and metal. Roar! Ja, besten Dank an unsere Sponsoren und let the madness begin. Gleich mal wieder ein Stampfer. Hier sind 220 oder 220 Volt through the wasteland.
All the doubt is getting out of hand.
Jawohl, gleich in die Fresse reinkaut. So muss das knallen. Jawohl, wunderbar. So, war ein guter Warm-up für euch. Und ich sehe schon, ihr freut euch alle auf Samstag, mein lieber Schieber. Da drehen wir dann Hangover 4 oder Hangover 5 mittlerweile schon am Sonntag dann. So, Freunde, jetzt geht's los. Black Swamp Water sind heute zu Gast. Und der Sänger Björn ist heute mein Gast. Und hier ist der erste Song, hier ist Rollover. Rollover, Black Swan Water. And now I say hello and good evening to Björn, singer of Black Swan Water.
Good evening,
Hi,
Richie.
Björn.
It's a pleasure. Hi there. A pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much for coming. You know,
Thank
this
you
is
for so
exactly
much for having me.
the music I grew up. I love this melodic hard rock, heavy metal, you know, and you have a lot to offer. So we have 8 videos today. And so I chose from your catalog. Björn, where's the rest of the gang? No chance to get them on board?
No, unfortunately, I'm the only one able to make it tonight. But they send their regards and say hi, and they all wish that they could have joined in. But you're just gonna have to do with me for tonight.
No
So,
problem.
yep.
This is this this is this week. The last 2 days, the 3 days now, we have one singer or guitar player. So wonderful. Singer is
Yeah.
always important because we can talk about the lyrics. Mostly the singers are write the lyrics, so we can dive in the lyrics and the meanings and everything. Björn, we always start in the beginning how everything starts for you.
Mhm.
So what is the roots, the musical roots? You learned instrument first, or you became a singer right in the beginning? Go back to your childhood, and of course, I want to know the first crash on heavy metal. What band really says that's it? What I want to do, and so go back to your childhood and let's go back how many years? I don't know. You look very young.
Yeah, I'm not that young. I'm 45 years old, so I'm a middle-aged guy, same as yeah, most of our our fans and the rest of the band. They're roughly the same age as me. Some a
Mhm.
bit younger. Our drummer is the Benjamin of the group. He's only 38, and then one of our guitarists, Yen, he's 46. But other than that, we are roughly the same age in the
Okay.
beginning or middle of the 40s. And I started playing music, and when I was about 5 years old, I started attending piano lessons because my mother, she was tired of me and my sister always banging the piano without being able to play it. So she sent us to this old piano lady, and yeah, and we started learning how to play the piano. So I come from a musical home. We had a piano, and my father played a lot. Um, Not rock music. He was more into jazz, but they listened to all sorts of popular music. My parents. Um, and when I started listening to rock and heavy metal, that was when I was about 14, 15 years old. And my sister gave me AC/DC's Back in Black for my birthday. And that was a huge turning point for me, because I had been listening to some rock and some metal before that, but just sort of in the passing. I hadn't really thought much about it. But when she gave me that record, and
How come
on
that she chose AC/DC?
I
Did
think
she?
because this was the late 80s, and she was 2 years older than me, and she had started listening to Guns N' Roses, and Appetite for Destruction was just out. um, and so I think that she just wanted to influence me in some way. So, and I don't
Bless
know why
her.
she chose. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and to this day, Back in Black is obviously one of my uh, all-time favorite records, and one that I always return to. So that was a huge turning point, and then I started digging in myself, and listening to Metallica, and obviously then we when the 90s started, we had the whole grunge era starting, and um, that became sort of also a huge inspiration. Um, and then heavier stuff, Pantera, Lamb of God, stuff like that followed. And also the golden oldies, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, Black Sabbath. But the starting point, the crucial turning point, that was AC/DC, Back in Black.
So you started with Brian Johnson, actually, your introduction to AC/DC.
Yep.
I was Bon Scott, of course. So did you later on discover the catalog of AC/DC with Bon Scott as well?
Yes. Yes, I did. And I also still to this date enjoy the previous records tremendously, and I think Bon Scott was also a great singer, definitely. And AC/DC is and was and still is a truly great band. So
Yeah,
um,
they changed
yes,
the landscape. That's for sure.
definitely.
But you know, it's funny. that especially the bands from Scandinavia is always the same actually influence, like AC/DC, Metallica, some of them Iron Maiden, but AC/DC and Metallica is always influence, always.
Yeah, yeah.
And was it
Same
not
with me.
in Denmark that okay, more the Swedish, they are very proud of Europe. When Europe entered the world of rock, how this influenced you? Not, or was it too soft, or
No, it did, but I was younger then when they broke through, when they had their final countdown.
Mhm.
I was about 10,
Okay.
so maybe I was a bit too young for to really appreciate it. I did have the original tape, cassette tape, with the final countdown, along with Madonna and Whitney Houston and whatnot. I had at that time. So, but it was just one of many, and I thought it
But
was good, but it didn't influence me in the same way as Back in Black
I
did.
told a story before, and let's say it now. I saw Europe on the final countdown tour in Munich,
Hmm.
and I never before experienced a screaming from 5, 6, 7,000 girls when Joy Tempest entered the stage. It was like the Beatles. Fucking hell, what a screw! It was awful loud, but
Yeah, yeah. I would have liked to experience that, definitely,
it
but
was it was it was cool. And
yeah,
and older, this was funny. So many bands I saw, guests, like Bonfire, they're all with jogging trousers and jogging pullovers, hoodies. So not they're changed for this show, their outfit,
mm,
Okay, we have great songs, and I
mhm.
really enjoyed it. And it was hard for me to choose the best song. The videos, of course, they are here, but Rollover.
Mhm.
Is this a nasty lyric? Because rollover, what is the meaning?
Well, actually, I wrote that song. Let's see, how long is that ago? It must be about 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago. And the point is, I wrote it really quickly because I was heavily influenced by the George Floyd incident,
Mhm.
and and this song is about that. Um, so that's why it's so nasty, because that was a really nasty thing that went through the world at that point, and I I just wrote the song. So yeah, it influenced me quite heavily, the that incident. So that's the reason.
That's why explains why rollover and die.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good when artists get influenced by this, by beauty, by romantic, by love, by pain, by tragic.
Yeah.
And so the next song actually it's fits now. Better Days.
Hmm.
What is behind Better Days, Björn?
Um, well, I think the song it sort of has a feeling of also one of the bands that I enjoyed most in Denmark, DAD. Um, it sort of had that same vibe in some way, that a DAD vibe when we wrote it, and and when I wrote the lyrics, I was just thinking that. Um, this was in the very beginning of the corona pandemic, and I just thought, okay, this is bad, but um, but hopefully there'll be light at the end of the tunnel. So yeah, so the DAD vibe, along with, okay, this is a, a troublesome period in the world right now, so that turned out to be better days. Let's hope for something better in,
Of course.
in the near future.
By the way, I have two links I will put now in the chat,
Hmm.
where people can buy your product. You have the Bandcamp, and you have also the label. And here's a thank you to Fernando from Mighty Music. He also set up again. Perfect.
Yes,
Good guy. Very
he's a
good
good
guy.
guy, definitely. Yeah.
Yes. I have to
Yes.
send him more requests. We need more good bands. Why
Yes.
the music is very, very good, I must say. Okay, then let's say, listen to Better Days, and I tell you what, I believe better days will coming. Here we go.
Yeah.
Exactly what we need.
Yeah.
Better days, and they are coming. Björn, when comes the idea to do this band together? When was the founding year?
That's actually 10 years ago to this day, actually. Back in 2011, Jen, the guitarist, and Kim, the drummer, and Jebe, the bass player, decided to. They knew each other from previous bands, in our small city called Silkeborg. So they decided to start the band, and they joined forces with a singer they also knew from previously, NP, who's also been the drummer of The Candidate, and now plays drums with a death metal band called Blood Gutter. So they started out 10 years ago, and after some back and forward stuff going on with who was to do what, and he also played with Ill Disposed at that point, was the drummer for them. So a little back and forth, and they recorded a few demo songs. Then NP stopped, and they needed a new singer, and that's when they contacted me back in the fall of 2012. So that's when I joined. And starting out, we were just the four of us. And then after about a year or something like that, we got in contact with our first guitarist, Martin. And he joined us and played with us on our first album, Chapter 1, and the second album as well, Distant Thunder. And then he decided that he wanted to do other stuff. So he stopped 2 years ago, and then we got in contact with Thomas. That he'd been playing with him in other contexts as well, and he joined us. So that's the story, basically. Yeah.
I realize you have in your sound, Black Swamp Water. It could be also a country band.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some roots from country. Who brings this like a banjo, which is not a normal instrument for a metal band? Who has these ideas? Is this a band thing, or is this the guitar player? Or?
I think it's mainly our primary guitar player, Jen. He's very much into southern rock and heavy metal. Leonard Skinner is one of his favorite bands. All of us also like the sort of the southern newer metal bands like Down and Corrosion of Conformity and Pantera and stuff like that. But he's the real southern guy, and he's also the one playing the banjo on Bitter Harvest. Yeah. So this was
the very first song I heard from Black Swamp Water. Who came up with the idea? Black Swamp Water. Is there history behind
yes, there's a story behind, because back when they started the band, they wanted it they wanted the name to sort of reflect that this old time heavy metal approach. So they found a Dio song from Dio's band Elf, which was called Black Swampy Water, and they thought, hey, that's a great title. Let's just do that. So so in that way, that it's there's both a tribute to one of metal's great pioneers, and just a good band title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we know. I was wondering what is, and so Bitter Harvest is the song, and when I heard this, I said, "Whoa, I like this. It's groovy. This with the banjo. This is cool. It's something else. It's not you hear every day. And there are so many influences inside. You're right. There is a little bit Black Label Society. There's a little bit Lynyrd Skynyrd. Very, very cool. And always say the production is phenomenal. It's you hear everything, and you must listen to music loud. What I do, and I love it. So here's Bitter Harvest. Here we go. Right. Very cool. I like this southern stuff very much. This is a band from Denmark, and this could be easily from Lynyrd Skynyrd. Easily. Especially if the new singer, is already over 30-year singer. But
Yeah. Yep.
okay, now we dive. Every show has a little low point, not from the music, but from the volume, a little bit romantic, into the fire.
Mm-hmm.
What is Into the Fire? What is the story behind?
Well, the story is it was the sort of the ballad on our first album, and I wanted to write something which was emotional but not too sappy. So I wanted to try a new sort of storytelling angle. I had written a lot of first person narratives, being I do this, I do that, I feel this, I feel that. So I wanted to try a different approach, and then I chose a third person, and I chose to make it a girl instead. Somebody who had lost something, which we don't know what is, but she's lost something precious, obviously, and she's contemplating that. And while she's doing that, she's staring into a bonfire or something like that. So that's basically the story of that song. And
how is your when you what inspires you? You see something in the TV, you see something out. You're in a train and watching people. Some people they are different. They make notes or they sing on their phones. How you start to write a lyric?
Well, actually, usually the lyrics are the sort of the last, or the second to last. Actually, the second to last thing that comes to the song, because usually we have these sort of the Lego blocks, which are guitar riffs that we put together in the rehearsal room. And when we sort of think that the skeleton for the song fits, and we have verses and choruses and stuff like that, this is when I go back home and listen to the music and think, okay, what can I get inspired by this, or how can I be inspired by this, or what can I write when I listen to this music? And so it's sort of and the pictures that I get in my head when I listen to the music that we've put together is what I write. And when I've written the lyrics, then I find a way to sing them, or usually sometimes it's the melody is already there, so, somehow when I write the lyrics. And then it can be anything. It can be like Roll Over. It can be a news story about something, or Bitter Harvest is obviously about war, and the sort of a general feeling of what war is, and Into the Fire is inside a girl's head, what she goes through when she's lost something precious to her. So it can be many different things.
War, for me, the most stupid thing the human beings ever started.
True that.
Yes. So here is Into the Fire. Now a little bit romantic. Very, very cool ballad. Love it. Here we go.
Thank you.
Into the Fire.
She sees the world around her ending, falling apart. And now darkness is descending, and she stares. She's lost, dragging her down. And now she pays the final cost, and she stays. And now darkness is descending, and she stares into the fire, the flash before her eyes. Yeah, into the fire that burns right through the lies. Oh, yeah, a flash before her eyes. Yeah, into the fire that burns right through the lies. Oh,
Fantastic production. That is the
Thank
next
you.
question. Where do you produce?
The first album and our latest album was produced at Ant Farm Studios by Tue Messen, and he's also he's produced many many well-known metal bands, Hate Sphere, Ill Disposed, a lot of big Danish metal bands. So he's a really cool producer, definitely. The
There's the
second album,
question. You
yeah,
just mentioned Ill Disposed. I nearly forgot it.
yeah, true. Yes, our drummer Kim, he was the drummer on the 2014 album with the Lost Souls on Our Side. And that was in the beginning of Black Swamp Water, where he sort of had to decide if he wanted to play with Ill Disposed or if he wanted to start out with us. And fortunately for us, he chose to to play with us instead of Ill Disposed. But he did have a sort of a short stint with them and recorded with the Lost Souls on Our Side with them. Yeah.
That really sticks out for me when I listen to the music of Black Swamp Water. It's the drum sound is fantastic. I love this. I love a deep snare sound, not this modern snare sounds. I hate this. And this is like an 80s sound. I love it, and the guitars crashing. And now comes the song. Covers is always a thing. Covers, yeah. Don't mess with covers, because the original is original, especially when it comes from one band, which you actually cannot top if you love the band. But then you chose a song of Black Sabbath with Ozzy,
Mhm.
a very old song. And when I listened to the song today, I was immediately brought back when I saw Black Sabbath with Ian Gillan in Munich in the 80s. And I started with Children of the Grave.
Mhm.
And they played very long. This is the dun 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 dun. It goes on for 2-3 minutes, and then Ian Gillan came on stage, and the whole hall was exploding, screaming, and he banged with long hair to the ass, and this, I never forget this. And when I listened to this song today, I thought, holy shit, this sounds very good. There is fresh blood. The song has definitely fresh blood. So who came up with the idea to cover a song of Black Sabbath?
Actually, it's something that we talked about for a long time. Partly doing a cover and partly doing a cover by Black Sabbath, because Black Sabbath is the beginning of heavy metal, and it's a band that all of us have been influenced by incredibly much, and all of us have played in bands where we've played different Black Sabbath songs, and we've also, when we've played concerts with the Black Swamp Water, we've also covered different Black Sabbath songs, War Pigs, for instance. So it's something that we had talked about for a very long time, and then when we recorded this album, we thought, okay, this is our chance. Let's try it. Let's do it. And when we started discussing which Black Sabbath song it should be, "Children of the Grave" was sort of the strongest card that we could all agree on in immediately. So that's basically the reason for it. It's a song that all of us love, and it's a song that we all think that we could do something good with. So that's the main reason for doing it.
Yeah. And I would say, let's dive into the world of Black Sabbath in the style of Black Swan Water. And for me, it's not a cover song. It's like it's your own song. It's cool, and especially the guitar. In the middle, there is something special. Listen. Here's Children of the Grave. I salute you. This is by
Thank you.
far the best old Black Sabbath, the original Black Sabbath cover I heard so far. Sound is phenomenal. The drums, the guitars. There's so much love and work in. If you listen to this, I listened to the song 3-4 times already today, and holy shit, so great song and what sticks out is the guitar. To be honest, the guitar and drums is really kicking ass here. How long you
Thank
work?
you.
How long the guys on the guitar worked on this song? There's a lot of work in. You can
Yes.
say.
Well, they're actually they are pretty fast when it comes to recording. So when we were in the studio recording this album, we did one song per day, and that went for this song as well. So they're just fast at nailing it. So fortunately, because there is a lot of guitar work in it. And fortunately for us, Tue Messen, our producer, he's also a guitarist himself, and used to play with a lot of metal bands back in the 90s, before he started producing full time. So there's a lot of guitar work, but fortunately we have two great guitarists and a great producer. So yeah,
Great
that helps.
produced.
That helps. Yeah.
Absolutely nailed it. I think
Thank,
Tony Iommi would give the blessing for the song for sure.
thank you so much, Richie.
You should send him. Mr.
Yes.
Iommi, what do you say?
What do
Say
you think about this?
fuck
Yeah,
off,
yeah, let's do
blimey,
that.
Mr. Blimey, fuck off. No.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Before we go to the next song, we have listeners or watchers on Facebook again, a lot actually. Bitte geht alle mal rüber auf YouTube, denn wie gesagt, auf Facebook wird die Sendung immer danach gelöscht, weil danach sowieso alles gemutet ist, die Musik. Geht mal rüber, die wo jetzt neu da, die wo neu zufällig drauf sind, zum ersten Mal die Show sehen, geht rüber zu YouTube und ich werde auch den Link mal schicken. Moment mal schnell. Dann könnt das mache ich während der nächsten Song. Okay. It's strange to switch from English to German, you know. World on Fire. I mean, you turn on the TV, you see the world on fire. You look everywhere. When you wrote this song, what was the inspiration for this song?
Well, definitely what you say was part of the inspiration. When you turn on the TV, the world is always on fire somewhere. But I turned it sort of into a personal thing. This is the story of a guy who has been hurt or burnt off by his girlfriend or somebody that he's emotionally attached to. And what does he do? He sets the world on fire. So it's sort of a dual inspiration in that way. And so the general thing, the world on fire, becomes a personal thing, and what he will do to get back at this person that has hurt him. So yeah,
It's like a revenge song.
it is. Yep. I'm gonna
Yeah,
kick
but-
your ass.
Yes.
Yep.
I have but this is a gossip story here in the Philippines. You know, there's also a guy who, he was abusive to the woman, but she really brought the worst out of him, and then, of course, slept a little bit. So she said, okay, you have to go to jail because I was called out the police. So he left, and he's on hiding now, and. So my whole family is involved in this because they try to, because now she's crying, no, please come back, and I said, please stop to get involved in this gossip bullshit. You know, it's their problem, you know, not ours.
Yeah.
You know, world is on fire.
It is
Always something, you know.
always something. Always when you turn on the TV or hear stories about people. So it's a general condition, and yeah, that's the way the world is, unfortunately. Yeah,
The world is messed up. That is a fact. No, you look
It is.
around, it's fucked up. It's crazy.
yep. That is true.
Look at this. Metal Mortal is always something special. I was looking in my collection. Some parts looks like a Sastoya, Chapter 1, Distant Thunder, and Hellride EP.
All right, that's cool. Definitely. Yeah.
So greet Metal Mortal again. Metal Mortal.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah. I don't think that many people can say that they have all our stuff on their shelf. But
This guy,
yeah.
this is a motherfucker, I tell you. And how many bands already they said he has a demo from the 80s which the musician don't have anymore. I said, you have this? I have the demo. I don't know, I forgot what band was it. And there was, oh, holy shit, you have this. Yes, because he's buying stuff for he's digging. It's not
Yeah.
he goes to the Metal Hammer, okay, what is the highest rate and buy the albums. No.
Shit, that's funny. Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for that, Metal Mood. Yeah.
Now, Sausteuer means Saustall. This is with a pig stall.
Okay, right.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah, this is typical
Saustall,
metal
yeah.
metal.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's kick some ass with World on Fire. Holy fuck. I love it. And the reaction of our fans. Micha is the guitar player from Black and Damned. He said, Allah, the solo
All
guitar.
right, yeah.
Yes. What can I say? It's fantastic. It's exactly my music. There's
All right.
nothing you can complain. You know, the great vocals, great guitars, great drumming, everything there.
Thank you so much, Richie.
So
Yeah.
what are the new plans? Do you have some lights in a tunnel now after a hard year, 2020? I guess in Denmark is now everything is open, right?
Yes, it is, and we've started playing concerts again. We just played a few concerts 2 weeks ago when our third album was released, and we have a few more coming in the fall. So it's starting to look more normal, which is good, which we like. Um, but obviously, we're just a small band in Denmark, so we're also sort of uh, we're in the back of the line because all the big bands they sort of have the best spots because they have postponed a lot. Everybody has because of the Corona pandemic. So it's going to be a while before we have a sort of a full concert calendar again. But it's starting to look better. Definitely, it is, and we've started playing concerts again, and hopefully we'll get more when we hit next year. And we've also started writing new music because the reason that we do what we do is not because we make money, because it's not a very lucrative business to be a musician when you play this kind of music in Denmark. So we do it because we love it, and so we've started uh, the process of writing new material, and it's nice. And hopefully we'll have another album ready in a in a year or so. So yeah, it's good,
Talk about
definitely.
money. You are one of the bands. For small bands, you have fantastic videos. Every video is great. Who
Thank you.
financed these videos? I mean, do you have something in a band who produced this, or because it just looks quite, some of them are quite expensive.
Mm. Um, Fortunately, we know some good guys who don't charge us too much, and then we have a sort of a band savings account, and the money that we make when we play concerts and when we sometimes we're lucky to get funded when we record and stuff like that. So that money all that money goes into the band savings account and pays for video productions and um, recordings and stuff like that.
So it's
So
always a goal. You have a great production studio. You have a good
yes,
producer, and of course, you choose the right songs and make good videos, because this is what's the band sells now. And here's the best example for today. What would be, this would be not the same. Of course, the music counts, but the video is also important. Here, I see great videos.
yes, definitely the videos are important. Even though it's not as big a medium as it used to be, still people watch them, and still it's a good way to promote yourself. So we put a lot of effort um, and yeah, and also fortunately we know some good guys who don't charge us too much for making a professional
Never change a
production.
winning team. In this case, never change the guys,
Exactly,
because
exactly.
this is. But you never know. Maybe one day you got a big deal, or your
Yeah,
support for Kiss or whatever. And
exactly. Yeah,
suddenly it's, or Guns N' Roses, for example.
Guns N' Roses, or a better example from Denmark is obviously Volbeat. And 10 years ago, or maybe 15 years ago, they were just a small band, same as us, playing small shows, touring, small venues, and playing with some of the bands that we also play with or have played with, and suddenly they hit something that sort of connected with people, and obviously this can happen. And obviously it's a 1 in a million chance, but if you just keep pursuing it, it might happen. And obviously we still have that dream somewhere.
Learn from experience and learn from the history, because I've asked Lips from Anvil. I asked him what happened in 1983 to they disappeared. That the wrong people, the wrong manager killed us. The wrong manager, one guy killed the whole band. I mean, the band was never killed. They played in very small clubs suddenly. Before they worked with Whitesnake in Tokyo and everywhere, you know? And then suddenly gone. One guy fucked them up. And so the right time, right place, right people.
Exactly.
Be careful.
Yeah, and
you trust who, you know?
yeah, that's true.
All right, we have another song. We have 2 more songs. So if I speak a little bit in German now to our guests. Habt ihr Fragen an den Björn? Jetzt könnt ihr fragen. Wir haben noch 2 Videos, bevor ich ihn entlasse. And now I have to say it. Of course, I ask you as well if we could have a fan package for our fan club. This is the guys today. You see, this is, and today, you know, it's still, people are in holidays, still slowly they're coming back, you know. So, but many people watch the show afterwards. So many are today in concerts. Like Danny is at the Dino Celusik gig. You know Dino Celusik, Björn?
Nope. No, I don't know those.
They have to check out this guy. He's a
I'll do
he's
that,
now
definitely. Yeah.
the keyboard player and singer from Whitesnake.
Okay, all right.
He was also in my show.
All right.
Great singer, great voice.
All right.
So, the next song is Showdown.
Yep.
It's not a showdown from our interview, because we have one more song. What's the story behind Showdown?
The story is that it was actually, I think it was the first. No, I don't just think it was the first song that we recorded, and the first song that we wrote for this our 3rd album, and it's a song that's been lying around for actually a few years. When Yen, our main guitarist, or our oldest guitarist, when he wrote the main riff a few years ago. And it's been just lying around and nobody knew what to do with it. And then suddenly I saw a spaghetti western. I think it was Once Upon a Time in the West or something with Charles Bronson. And the sort of the mood of that movie hit me, and I knew I had to write something about a showdown, and that turned out to be Showdown. So it's a spaghetti western, basically.
Like a shoot down.
Yes,
a showdown.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yes.
Let's get spaghetti western now. Yeah, Showdown.
Yeah.
Very heavy. Yeah. So the next album, you can talk a little bit about the songs you already in process, in what direction goes. Like Never Change a Winning Team, same like the
Same team,
another one.
yes, yeah, yes, same team. Fortunately, yes, everybody's in, and we are happy playing together. And the songs that we've started writing are along the same lines. Some of them are bluesy, and some of them are old school thrash heavy. Um, and it sort of it embodies the same values and same inspirations that we also sort of embrace on the three previous albums. So it's moving along in the same direction basically, and
The
we're doing
formula
what we
is the
love.
same,
Yeah,
and
formula is the
yeah,
same, and yeah,
that's important. Yes,
it
and
is.
stay on
Yeah,
this. I love it. It's the more I
thank you.
hear it, the more I love it. It's damn.
That's
So
good.
we have
Thank you.
one more song.
Mhm.
Endless War. Question: the lady before it was into the fire. Is it the same lady as
Yes,
here?
it's the same lady. Yes, it is, and
You see,
obviously she's a few years older, same as us. So, but it's the same lady. Yeah. So it's one of our good friends, and fortunately she enjoys working with us every once in a while, and also on this video here. So yeah,
so Endless War. You chose like a horror makeup and blood, and of course there's a killing. So this is the most brutal video from all so far.
yep.
Who came up with the idea to make it like visual a brutal video?
Actually, that was Kim, our drummer, because he's a huge horror fan. Sort of this graphic, scary house, haunted house horror. He's a huge fan of that, and we have a sort of a haunted house that you can visit and pay money to get scared by zombies and guys in pig masks and stuff like that. We have one of those close to where we live. And when we started talking about Endless War, what sort of video we wanted to make, we obviously started out talking about we need something about war because the song is about war. But none of us really had any war props, and how would we make that with explosions and guns and stuff like that? We were looking into something that sounded tremendously expensive when we didn't know anybody who could sort of provide that setting. So Kim came up with the idea, why don't we go to this haunted house and ask if they can, for a price, obviously, be talked into lending us their locations, and then we paid money for one of their makeup artists, and she came and she did makeup on us, and um, we brought some of our friends who are actors, um, the lady friend, for instance, and also the two other guys, the three other guys actually in the video are also some of our good friends. And I think it's brutal, yeah, but it was also really fun to make, and it's a very cool location down there. So we're very
And I
happy that.
guess some inspiration came from the Chainsaw Massacre, I guess.
Definitely, yes, and also that was sort of the one of our friends, one of the two pig guys in the video. He brought the chainsaw himself and said, "Hey, I've got this at home. Can't we? Can't I run around with this?" And we said, "Yeah, do that." And they had the pig masks down there. So, and then obviously the makeup lady, she had the ways to make us look really messed up. So that was
Yeah,
awesome and
you
a
look
good
very very
experience.
much messed up, my friend.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Björn, the last song.
Yes,
We have 1 hour and 25 minutes, perfect length. Björn,
sounds
it was a
good. Yeah,
pleasure. Thank you so much. Great band.
thank you so
If you have
much.
time, I would like to invite you. We have only morning or afternoon spots. We have our second metal marathon from the 1st October to the 3rd October. 60 hours non-stop metal. And we invite a lot of bands coming, 1 hour slot, always 1 hour. If you have time, you want to come, and you're welcome. I send you the schedule.
Sounds good. I would love to, definitely. It's been a pleasure joining you here, definitely. Yes. So thank you very much for that, Richard.
In 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, actually.
In 2 weeks. All right. Yeah. Yes. Sounds good. Yeah.
Bernd, give my regards to the boys. Great band. Love it.
Thank you. I'll do that.
What can I say? And here comes a little bit brutally, yes.
Yes.
So, thank you so much, Björn.
Thank you,
You're
Richard.
a legend. Yes.
Thank you.
Endless war. Was für ein Brett. Wahnsinn. Jawohl, das war ein Black Swan Water, auch ein sehr sympathischer Gast. So macht es Spaß. So, ich wundere, dass das im Facebook immer noch da ist, weil normalerweise nach einer Stunde schalten immer ab. Wird immer der Stopsel gezogen, der Stecker gezogen. Aber noch sind wir da. Also, wenn es plötzlich weg ist, einfach rübergehen zu YouTube, da geht es weiter bei uns. Schön, wir haben noch 5 Videos habe ich noch heute und jetzt gehen wir mit dem Party Rock. Ich bin jetzt gerade im Party-Feeling. Jawohl. Und zwar habe ich jetzt ein paar Videos gefunden vom Danny Weibel, seiner Top 100 Seite. Müsst ihr mal reinschauen. Sehr, sehr coole Seite auf Facebook. Und da habe ich ein paar Videos gefunden, habe mich da ein bisschen bedient. Mal schauen, ob sie durchlaufen. Ich hoffe, aber mal schauen. Und hier ist ja eine Band, kannte ich nicht und werde auch anschreiben mit Sicherheit. Hier sind Dirty Glory und Faded Mirrors.
Fade
Dirty Glory waren das. Faded Mirrors. Guter Groove. Junge Kund. So muss sein. Die Maschine Sau rauslassen. Genau. Das machen gerade die nächsten auch, glaube ich. Da sagt schon, der Name allein für der Band ist ja schon ein Programm. Party Rocks. Also Party ROXX. Like a Fire. Here we go.
By my side, I want to see you again. In your eyes I can find, you're the sexy kind. Can get you out of my brain. I am down on the road, I always be the storm. You're like a struck my face. Catching I don't need to go, you're magic anymore. It's heaven I embrace. Ooh, what you doing to me? Queen, no diamonds, only tears. It's good to be your slave. On your phone, gasoline, whiskey and magazines. It's nothing more to rain. You never know how much I miss you. It's time to go. I feel my heart cut in two. You never know how much I love you. Only you, I remember. My body's cold. You're like a fire.
Jawohl. Guter Groove. Party Rocks. Muss man sich merken. Geile Jungs. So, die nächste Band, die kennen wir natürlich, die waren schon mal bei uns zu Gast gewesen. Total sympathische. Und der Song heißt Party On, also passt ja genau hinterher. Night Laser, schon lange nicht mehr gespielt. Die habe ich auch gefragt, wegen den Metal Marathon, sind aber in Norwegen unterwegs mit dem Rucksack. Die zwei Jungs. Schaut. Aber, coole Jungs, Night Laser, Party On, here we go. Jawohl. Spandexhosen. Habe ich auch gehabt. Spandexhosen. Genau. Hat dazu gehört in den 80er. Machen so gut, die Jungs. Gefallen mir super. Und waren auch super sympathisch. Wer die Jungs mal sehen wird, was noch nicht gekannt hat, Schaut in unsere Library rein. Irgendwo sind die guten Night Laser. Okay, so, vorletzte Nummer. Hier sind Agaze. Kennt ihr Agaze noch? Agaze Rock Bottom. Agaze, Rock Bottom. So, liebe Freunde, es gibt auch einen Song, ich habe keine Stimme mehr heute. Und da weiß ich nicht, ob der durchläuft, weil es steht so keine Plattenfirma dabei, aber der gute Mann, der jetzt da singt gleich, der war bei American Idol mit dabei. Weil ich habe schon gewundert, wieso hatten der über 300.000 Views auf dem Video? Das gibt es gar nicht. Schaut eigentlich gar nicht so danach aus, ein bisschen fülliger so, aber die Stimme, holy fucking Jesus. Ich rede von Adam and the Metal Hawks. Kennt ihr die? Habe ich vorher noch nie gehört und speziell diesen Adam habe ich noch nie gehört. Sehr, sehr cool, weiß aber nicht, ob er durchläuft. Also ich probiere es mal, wenn er durchläuft, dann sage ich jetzt schon gute Nacht zu euch. Ich hoffe, ich sehe euch morgen. Morgen haben wir sich wieder unser Metal-Wunschkonzert mit Marky Randall. Jawohl. Bin gespannt, was er zusammengestellt hat. Ich habe eine riesen Liste geschickt, was er nicht spielen darf, welche Labels. Und ich hoffe, er hat sich daran gehalten, dass ich morgen nicht zu viel raussuchen muss. Aber ich bin gespannt. Ich weiß nicht, was er jetzt ausgesucht hat. Morgen erst checke ich es aus. Also bei mir schon heute eigentlich. So, liebe Freunde, ich wünsche euch eine gute Nacht. Bleibt geil, stay heavy. Schaut morgen wieder zu. Hier sind Adam and the Metal Hawks und Wasting Time.
Hi everyone, Mickey D here. Don't forget, metal is forever. Rockcast Show. So stay tuned, enjoy the show, and don't forget to rock and roll. Bye bye.
Die Metal is Forever Rockcast Show wird präsentiert von Time for Metal. Die neuesten Reviews, Interviews, Eventberichte und natürlich alle News rund um Metal, Rock und Metalcore. Time for Metal. Fliesenspitzner, Ihr zuverlässiger Handwerker für alle Aufgaben rund um das Verlegen von Fliesen, Platten, Mosaik und Naturstein. Luftraum Fürstenfeldbruck, die Rock- und Metal-Kneipe. Jede Woche von Donnerstag bis Samstag Rock und Metal vom Feinsten. Der Vegan Ashes of Rock'n'Roll. Veganer Lifestyle ist lebendiger Rock'n'Roll. Wir sind Rebellen, wir sind Veganer. Wir lieben das Leben und leben es mit jeder Menge Spaß. Backguard Studios. Zusammenarbeit mit Indiscreet Audio. Das Metal Dream Team für die metallischen Produktionen vom ersten Ton bis zum fertigen Produkt seid ihr bei uns an der richtigen Stelle. Meldet euch unverbindlich bei uns. The Metal is Forever. Schwammerhandler. Fanshop Storymore. Der offizielle Partner der Metal is Forever Rockcast Show. Rock of Angels Records. Von Metal Fans für Metal Fans. The home of rock and metal. Roar!